I'll continue to let everybody in, but good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Excited. We have a big day planned for everybody, and I know that everybody will keep joining us, but KW Montgomery and KW Southeast Alabama are joining forces.
Woo-hoo.
All right.
So just to get us started, we'll do some quick introductions. Henry Quintero is with us. Can you hear us?
Hey, guys.
Good? Okay, perfect. Can y'all see my screen? Everybody can see it?
I can.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. Let's go ahead with the introductions. So Henry, you want to jump in and introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about
Absolutely. On my screen, I don't know who's on the call, so I'm just going to speak on broad terms. I hope everybody's doing well. I am the team leader here of Southeast Alabama in Dothan. As you know, we are relatively a new market center. We've been open for 14 months, 15 months now. Continue to grow. Super excited about the progress we've been doing. And when me and Katie were talking about what we could do differently to help you guys, we decided, hey, let's join forces and start doing what we do in a bigger platform. So you will see us joining to do different things, invited to each other's training calendars, hopefully speakers from different places. As you know now, Zoom, I know it's getting a little bit old because we don't have that interaction. I'm a hugger person, so you know, I always like to see people and smile and jump around. With Zoom, it's a little bit different. However, we're trying to make it a little bit fun. The good thing that has come out of this is that we can invite people from everywhere, all around KW to join us and give us a little bit of insights of how they do what they do, which at the end of the day, that's what motivates us. You know, how can we help you? Who can we bring to these meetings so we can bring some value information for you to apply to your business? We are super excited about this meeting. So let's see who can. One thing that I will ask everybody is let us see your face. Let us see who you are. Introduce yourself. Be engaging. Ask questions. There is no animosity here. There's no right or wrong. We're all here to learn together. So feel free to jump in and say, hey, what do you mean? Or how can I do this? Or especially we have some great guests today that you're going to meet. And if you have any questions for them, feel free to do it. I know we scheduled this for 45 minutes to an hour, but if we have to go over because you have questions, by all means, let's do it. So be comfortable. Katie, thank you.
Yeah.
The floor is yours.
Yeah. So Henry and I have become great friends, and we talk probably weekly. We even did like a mastermind with the MCAs and us before. So we're always looking for ways to add value with you guys. And right now we're up to 20 participants. So I'd say it's going
awesome.
pretty well, and people keep popping in. So we're just going to continue having a great time this morning. If I look cross-eyed, it's because I'm trying to admit people and talk at the same time and, you know, multitasking. So I'm Katie Woodard. I'm the team leader here at KW Montgomery. Our office has been here for about a little over 10 years. I've been in this role. November will be 2 years. Not that we're counting. I didn't do the months. So it'd be like 23 months in the role, Henry. And I love it. And it's been a big blessing on my life and my family's. And it's my mission just to continue creating that atmosphere. In Keller Williams, we talk about making our world so big that people can have their big worlds inside of our world. And so I'm really passionate about that. Today, we're going to hear from someone from our office and from Dothan's office on how they have just like knocked it out of the park this year, and really how they're doing that, and then how that can apply to everybody on the call. And so we're just thankful for you guys. And I skipped over this, so I want to go back, but we love to start with tell me something good. I don't know how you guys do in Dothan, but we kind of start with tell me something good. So who wants to speak up and share with the group? Don't make me sing the song, because I will.
Okay.
Come on, guys, don't be shy.
I don't mind starting first. Good morning, everybody. This is Vicky, and I just want to just say I got a listing on yesterday from a for sale by owner in Breckenridge, and I am just so thankful for my script practice because I just heard the confidence and it was even confirmed from the seller. So I have a listing in Breckenridge and working on the second one in Breckenridge.
I love
That's
that.
awesome, Vicky. Congratulations.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Congratulations. And that's kind of a snazzy neighborhood. So that's even better.
Yes, yes.
Who else has something
That's
good?
awesome.
I'll go because I know you'll call me out, Katie.
I'm not mean, people. I'm not.
No, she's not. She's not. She's not. But she will call me out. So like I've already shared with Katie and Vicky, with persistence, there was a girl I was talking to. I met at an open house. She had told me she had already had an agent. She really wanted to work with him. Find out he's not even here in the area, so she still needed an agent. So with persistence and still being kind and helping her with small things, I got the buyer's contract signed this weekend. So we're in the process of getting her pre-approved and looking for homes.
Right. And you're
Awesome.
actually going to do a referral to that agent, right?
Yes, I want to do a referral to that agent. So I had to, sweet talk him and sweet talk her. So
Love it. I love that so much. Awesome.
One more. Let's hear one more.
Come on, Dothan. Montgomery's been talking a lot.
Hey, there's always my go-to person. Let's see if I found her here on the call. Where are you, Nicole? Are you here?
Hello, Henry.
I'm gonna call you out. So share something good with us. What has happened to you this week?
What has happened to me this week? Well, one good thing that I had been working, and I think I told you yesterday, I definitely have earned my keep with this couple. I have written up 4 contracts for one couple, and we had finally went under for real contract on a new build. And they are picking out all their finishings, and they're having a lot of fun doing it, but it took us quite a while to get to that dream home, and a little bit of yay, and then oh yay. So that was persistence and just keeping the track, keep going, keep working, being positive, and we got where we were going. So hopefully that will close out before the end of December. Is we had about 60 days when we put the contract in. So hopefully that'll work out. But that's been my biggest obstacle for the end of 2020. So I'm hoping to go out with a bang.
That's awesome.
That persistence, you got to be. And it can be a roller coaster.
It is a roller coaster. I feel like the blood pressure may be going up because you get really, really excited for both ends. As the agent, you're excited. And then it's like you go downhill all of a sudden. You're like, oh, okay. But it was probably one of my most challenging, but we're making it to the finish line this time. So we're excited.
I love that.
Hey, consistency and persistency paid off every single time. So, and I'm looking forward to have this meeting where you'll be the one that we will be interviewing in a few months. How's that?
Well, I tell you, I was just thinking about that this morning, Henry, about as I'm getting ready, and I was thinking, I have a neighbor, and I know you're, and we all want to be number one in our profession. We want to be, if your body is your number one goal, you want to look the very best you can. And what are all those things that are in common to be the best? And I was thinking, persistence, focus, and motivation. Those are the 3. If you can consistently do those in any part of your life. Now, I'm not discrediting my personal beliefs, my moral. Anything is possible with God. But I mean, as far as, working, if you have those 3 criteria and you consistently do it, I think you can achieve just about anything that you want to.
Did you tell her to
Absolutely.
say, Henry?
That was a scripted thing.
Yeah. Did you send her the outline of what we're talking about today? Hey,
Sorry, Henry's getting me talking, and he knows that I never stop talking. So bad Henry.
There's no such thing as a dull moment.
No, we totally appreciate it. Let's see. I've got one more person that I want to speak up. Let's see. David Brown, where'd you go? You have something awesome to share. Hop back on. Tell us about it.
Good morning, everyone.
Good
Hey,
morning,
David, what's going on?
Hey, what's going on, Miss Henry and everyone else? I went on a listing appointment on last Sunday. I spoke with the seller. He was pretty interested in selling his home. He had to do a few tighten up things to do to the home, had some minor upgrades and changes that he did. So that Monday he called me back. He was ready to list. I sat down, I talked with Miss Vicky, because this was my first listing. So I talked with Miss Vicky, she gave me a lot of coaching points, and we had the property listed last Friday, and it went under contract pretty much that Sunday night, this past Sunday night.
Man, that's awesome.
That's awesome.
That's great.
And he's ready to
Congratulations.
relocate once he sell his home. So I'm gonna send him to go get pre-approved, probably after the inspection period. He's ready to buy a new home for new construction.
Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Thank you for speaking up.
Yes.
David is our agent who does not sleep and works probably the hardest of any person I've ever seen. So I love that so much that it went under contract. You have a listing, you have a check, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Especially in this market.
That's
All right. Anybody else have something to share before we move forward? We love cheering each other on and, sharing and encouraging one another. So that's so fun. All right, Henry, this is you. Your turn.
Hey guys, for all of you out there, and I don't like to see how many people on the call, so I don't know how many of you are out there. Let's talk a little bit about success stories. And we have a remarkable agent that joined us at the beginning of this year, February, March. And Jock has been an example of the what to do when you join KW. And Jock, if you're there, tell everybody a little bit about you, what drew you to KW, and share with them that recipe of success that you have found, and how you feel about living the way you do and doing what you do for your clients.
Well, first off, thanks for the opportunity. And to start off, I feel great. I love what I do. I've had a couple different lives. My original background was in higher ed, and got to the point where it was needing to either go full-fledged into it or make a shift. And after being in it for about 12 or 15 years, I did not know if that's where I wanted to be for the next 20 or 30 years of my life. So I took a little time off, reevaluated life in general, and through kind of divine intervention, about 4 different people over the course of 3 weeks said, you really should think about real estate. And so we gave it a try. I devoted a month to the process, got my license, and then sat down, had a conversation with a couple brokerages. And then the last conversation I had was with Henry, and woke up the next morning and knew that KW was my next family. And I say it's a family because it truly feels in our market center that it is a family with everyone supporting each other. We all want to succeed individually, but we also want our market center to succeed. And so we're able to lean on each other, the experience of our more veteran agents, and also the nuances that our newer agents are encountering. And we've got a great mixture of both here in our market center. And that's a testament to our fellow agents and Henry's leadership on that. Henry, I don't know what all you want me to talk about. If you want to ask questions, I do more with an interview style.
Absolutely. There is a mix of different agents, seasoned agents, new agents, agents that have been here for a few months, couple of years. Tell us about, if you were, put yourself back in the shoes of just joining KW, what would you tell the new agent that just been with us for a few weeks? What would you recommend them do?
Some of the biggest things that looking back has allowed me to be a little bit more successful now than I was starting back, was learning how to time management and learning to take this as a job. Even if you're doing real estate as a part-time job, if you have a job, it's a full-time job, no matter what you're doing. You need to be devoted to it if you want to be, successful in it. Whatever your success is a relative term, and everyone has a different level of success. To me, I don't compete with other agents. I don't compare myself to other agents because everyone is on a different journey. But I'm thankful for KW for the support that they give, the opportunities, and most importantly, the technology. The technology has really helped in that time blocking of being able to prioritize and work efficiently and use the resources to better help my clients. And that's one of the biggest things that I tell new agents is, when you're starting out, you may not be as busy starting out. And hopefully you're not as busy as where you will be in a year's time. But take those opportunities of more downtime to learn the technology, embrace command, find out how you can use it efficiently and effectively for your clients. For when you start building that database, you already have those principles in place and you can just roll it out to better time management and time block.
That's awesome to hear, Jock. And to share something about Jock, he has been one of the agents that are truly embraced command and the technology that we have. And me and him talk almost on a daily basis and share things that he's doing or that I'm doing or that we have discovered, and we like two kids like, yeah, let's do this, because command does so many things that you sometimes get lost into it. But going back to the technology, Jock, tell us what has been, if you have to pick 2 or 3 of the tools that we have within command that you have used to find success and to cap in the way that you have done it. What would you say to the agents? What would you recommend them use?
To me, you really have to embrace command and find out what is going to be successful for you in managing your resources. And when I started out, I was hearing about these tags, how you can tag in your database. And I thought, I'm never going to have a database of varying people where I'm going to have to use tags. But I started working this neighborhood. I got one listing. Next thing you know, when talking with that person, started finding out there's other people. This is a highly popular investment area. A lot of these people are looking to sell. And so that one listing led to, I think, about 12 sales now. We've got 6 more under contract and another 6 or 7, I think, listings. So that became overwhelming real quick because in one weekend, I would have 8 new listings. And granted, over the course of this whole period, I've contacted about 293 different owners. And so being able to put them into the database and tag them as potential sellers, investors, or putting the neighborhood as those tags, that has helped me to kind of figure out my Rolodex per se, my electronic Rolodex, and keep everybody organized. Because, with 293 people, sure, a lot of them were gung-ho and wanted to sell right now, but some of them were, hey, I'm probably going to look to sell in 6 to 12 months. So I needed a way to capture them and be able to track them and follow up with them down the road.
Here's one thing I share about Jock is he was talking about when we first met, and we talked about his goals and what he was looking for this year. And he threw a number, and after 2 or 3 months, we realized that he's already done that. In fact, the following month, he completed that goal that he had for the entire year in just 30 days. So when he talks about, yeah, I got 8 listings or 10 closings, so he has really put the time, effort, and commitment to achieve those numbers. And if I may even step a little bit further, say he's truly using the KW tools to his advantage and taking advantage of those the way the tools are intended to be used. In fact, he is now one of our committee members for the technology committee, and he has started what we call a coffee with Jock every Friday. So feel free to join his class on Fridays. Could be 10 minutes, could be 30 minutes. This past week was very engaging. I was just talking to him about it, about 40 minutes. A lot of questions, a lot of changing ideas. But he is one of the go-to agents. If you have any questions about tools in command, feel free to reach out to him. He'll be willing to help. And if he doesn't have the answer, we'll brainstorm and have the answer for you. Jock, anything else that you would like to share with us?
Well, one of the biggest things that I think helped jumpstart me when we're talking about newer agents is right after I joined, obviously that's when COVID, Corona, whatever you want to call it, started becoming real popular. But Bold was also happening, and we were already talking about how we were going to attend Bold, we were going to travel, we were going to be there, we were going to get all involved, and then we know that there was a shift, and it was a different type of Bold. But being devoted during my downtime to those Bold classes, even though they were slightly different than what we were accustomed to, it really jump-started my thinking, my KW thinking, and as we say, I drunk the Kool-Aid, but I saw how effective it could be. And then I started implementing, taking some of the strategies, and that's like with anything. You may have 15 different strategies that you hear on one of the calls, and the purpose is not to use all 15, it's to take one or two and customize it to your personality and implement it. And that's probably one of the biggest takeaways looking back that helped jumpstart my career with KW that I don't give credit enough to.
That's awesome, Joe. Thank you. Does anybody have any question for him? Would you like to know anything else about him?
Don't be shy.
Hey,
All
Jock.
right, so
I wanted to ask Jock a question.
sure.
All right, Wendy.
We had a conversation the other day about command, and we talked about using zip codes. And, I don't consider myself one of those people who just like jumps in. I sort of take my time, and Jock sort of talked me through, okay, here's why you need to start using your zip codes for your people. So Jock, if you might like kind of share the reasons why we need to stay up on command, because when you told me that, I'm like, oh, I didn't realize that was a thing yet, and that was my bad. But so that's kind of what I got out of our conversation is I need to stay up on it. So is there anything else that you can like tell us about all the new things that command is doing for us that we may not know about?
Oh, real quick, one thing I'll point out is when you first log into command, that front screen that comes up, depending on how you have it customized, there's a section over on the right-hand side that gets updated about twice a month, really, of new features and of updates or bugs that they have fixed in command. So kind of just keep an eye on that, because when they put out a new feature, it's usually listed over there. You want to make sure that you're following people on Facebook like Nick Baldwin. I mean, some great guys and great females that are really in the command system. One of the new updates that I saw this past week, I haven't played around with it in our area yet, but that HOA fees are now listed in the KW app. So I can't wait to look at my subdivision and see if they have the accurate numbers or not. Not sure where they're pulling those from, but hey, it's KW, right?
Absolutely. Anything is doable. And listen, guys, I'll if you don't have any more questions for Jock, I'll say one more thing about him. he was able to cap within 6 months by using the tools, being a completely new agent, and by the way, new to the area. So sometimes we think about capping as a huge mountain that we have to reach, and sometimes it feels so far away that we're not going to get there. You can. And he is an example that if you put time and effort into it, it is doable. It's very achievable. And he achieved that in half the time that usually takes to get it. So it can be done. Thank you, Joe, for sharing your story with us. And I will share, if you don't mind, your information with everybody. So if they have any questions about command, they could reach out to you.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Job. That was awesome. And not being in sales, right? You've never been in sales before?
Never been in sales, just been in recruitment, which is always sales. You know, you're always selling something.
It's relational, right? It's relational. You don't have to sell Dish Network to be able to sell real estate or whatever else people, sell before you. It's relational, helping people out. All right, let me find my mouse and we will move along to our KW Montgomery agent. Gloria, are you here?
I'm here.
Yay. So Miss Gloria Frazier is our top producer. She has been with Keller Williams quite a while now. When I came into this role, she was part of the ALC that kind of helped me along and in what I need to be doing as a team leader. And we've really grown pretty close. We've through this COVID, I think everybody, you've either had to, batten the hatches and get in the trenches together, or just, what are you going to do? So I am blessed to say Gloria is with our company, and we really, she's been a great leader to our agents here, and she's going to ring the bell off the wall if she keeps ringing it. And so that's big. She hit a goal this year of capping in 90 days. And so she's going to share her story and a little bit about, hitting that goal. And Gloria, if you'll just tell everybody a little bit about yourself and how you got into real estate and how long you've been here.
Hello, everyone. How you doing?
Hey, Gloria, doing well.
Well, I found out today because I had to go back and look this up. I've been in real estate since 2005. However, I started out part-time, but I've been full-time for, I would say, close to 6 years or maybe 7 years. But the thing that really, that did it for me, you all, was when I took my business and real estate to the next level was when I went to Family Union in Las Vegas. There, never, first time flying, first time going to Family Union, and my whole life just changed. Before that, I was I guess you could say, our average agent, with 12 deals and under. But when you go to Family Union and you expose yourself to the numbers of what you really can do, that was totally life changing for me. So just being around exposing yourself, seeing success, seeing that it doesn't matter where you come from, what your background is, what community you in, the number that you have for yourself are achievable. But you just got to know what it is that you want. You got to know what it is what is your why. So when I asked the question, what is my why, then everything came together for me. So that's it in a nutshell, my why. My why.
I love it. So you had previously capped annually when you went to full-time, right? Or did you cap at part-time in real estate?
Never at part-time. Okay. Never at part-time. Really, I was thinking in part-time. Mm-hmm. I had to make a decision like, Laura, are you going to do full-time or are you going to play with this thing? So either I'm going to be in, I'm going to be out. You know what I'm saying? So the reason why I was part-time, I didn't really do as much because I really take it serious with the contract. When someone signed an agreement with you, you got to be really ready, willing, and able. So I knew as a part-time agent with my job, I really couldn't be, except on the weekend. So I didn't really go after clients because I knew I couldn't be 100% true to it. So at that point, I had to realize, okay, what am I going to do? Because when you're taking your employee money from your full-time job, paying for real estate, that's what you're going backwards. I wouldn't even make it enough to pay for my fees and for it as a part-time agent. So when I made that decision, I'm gonna go all in or I'm going out. That's when I took my business to the next level.
And so this year, what got you on this path of I'm going to set a time frame around how quickly I want to cap? Tell us.
Well, yes, that's well, since I've been, since Vegas, I've been capping every year. But the only one I compete with you all is myself. That's my competition. I'm always looking back on Glory. What could I do different? What could I do more of? Where my business coming from? I'm always evaluating what I can do different and better. So I cap each year, but I want to cap a little bit sooner. Like my goal for next year is to cap sooner than 90 days. So I always have a higher goal, because when you get to the mountaintop, you guys, I'm telling you, capping is there's no other way. You know what I'm saying? There's no other way. You gotta cap. There's so much freedom from that. But for me, there's competition for that as well. All depend on where you see yourself in your business. Because as my business grows, don't get me wrong, it's a little fearful too, because you're at a level, and then you asking yourself, I'm putting it on myself, Gloria, how you gonna take yourself to the next level? And I ask myself that question, and every year God always provide me with an answer. I take it up to another level. So I'm always in competition with myself to take myself to the next level.
I love that. And we talked about it. So this year we did our ALC goal setting conversation. And what was the number you want to hit this year?
10 million.
Had you ever hit 10 million before?
Never. That goal was so big, you guys. You know what I'm saying? I ain't big, because even if I don't hit this sky, I'm aiming for the stars. You know what I'm saying? So, but never hit 10. Matter of fact, you never hit 10. So, but I put that goal there, and I made provision to do it.
So, in saying that, you're what, 2.5 away?
Less than that, because my closing I have, I'm less than that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it is
awesome.
it is within arm's reach. But the beginning of the year, when we sat down, actually, I want to say it was December last year, what do you want to do this year? What do you want to accomplish? And Gloria came out the gate with, I'm not playing around. I think you guys have gotten a feeling of her personality. I'm going to hit 10 wide open. So when you capped in 90 days, had you ever done that before?
No.
So what has capping done for you? What has earning 100% done for you and your family?
Life-changing. You know what I'm saying? Life-changing. Freedom on different levels. That's why you always have to, you all plan to succeed, because if you don't have a plan, you don't have a plan. So in the midst of 2020, 2020 been mad, y'all. It's been mad, but good in a way too, because there's so many new different ideas and things that we see that we could do. However, in the midst of it, you got to always plan for the uncertainty. So in the midst of rolling, you know what I'm saying, pandemic hit, then end up, losing my mother-in-law, my dad got sick at the same time, I went from top producer to home health, just really getting back into the business. So, but in that period, I was able to take care of my dad, be there for my husband, and not miss a beat. Financial good to where I can take off 60 days and be good. That's what capping does. Now, here's the thing. That's great. But what I also saw was too that, okay, I am running my business, but being a singer agent, if you don't have anything coming in, you don't have anything coming in. But gratefully, I had closing on the books that I was able to still profit. But, but again, you always want to prepare for the uncertainty. You always want, if you're in this business to succeed, you got to find out what it is that you want out of this business. You know what I'm saying? Success comes from knowing what it is that you want. Because the success for me may be different for success for you. For success for me is taking the thing to another level, being a multi-millionaire business. That's what it is for me, because I understand that what comes with that. You know, it's so much freedom. It's confidence. It's pride. It's so much. So I absolutely love it. And number one thing, you guys, my business this year really been on autopilot. My clients, because with the pandemic, you know, I'm trying to stay safe, but treat your clients like family. You know what I'm saying? A1 customer service. You know what I'm saying? Do what you're going to say. Overdo what you're going to say. Because here it is, 99% of my business is for referrals. I do not have to sell myself because my clients do it for me. So treat your clients like family. Do what you're going to say. Overdo what you're going to say. If they understand and they know that you are 100% for them, they will send you everybody they know.
I love it. Well, and this year has really been an accumulation of many years of work in treating your database and your people so well that they're constantly in a pandemic when everybody's full of fear. Hey, you got to call Gloria. And there's that confidence in you, Gloria, to take care of them. I believe it was August, you had 11 closings at 100%.
Mm-hmm.
September, your dad got really ill and you had to take some time off. And now we're
end of June. Yeah.
Yeah. And so now we're back in October and you're rocking and rolling, but that's because you had built it up, that pipeline. And when we talk about pipeline, I think sometimes people are like, yeah, okay. It's kind of like Jock said, I don't need to tag people in the database. I'm not going to have enough people. So when we say pipeline, people are like, oh, I'm not going to have enough to think about a pipeline. But that's where it really is, building it up so that it is a funnel to get you and to have that predictable income, right?
Right.
And so this 100%, so 2021, what's your goal for capping, Gloria?
Really my goal is 30 days. 30 days. And I'm going to do it. 30 days. I'm telling you, capping is the way. I think in August or September, Katie, which one was it? What I hit? What? It was 2.5 million in sales. Yeah. 100% cap.
Yes.
You guys, you can do it. There's nothing special I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing special. I'm just consistent. You know, I'm just consistent. I treat my clients like royalty. You know, I do what I say I'm going to do with them. And, you know, and they know that I fight for them. They know this, you know, and I have a great customer service follow up through when the deal closed. I just don't close them and then they don't hear from me again. You know, all my clients eventually end up becoming boo. Just my personality. But they love Gloria and Gloria love them.
Yes, boo. Yes, they do.
Yes, they do.
So one thing, if you were to tell somebody that is like, oh man, I'm kind of in a rut, or, you know, I'm kind of hitting a ceiling, what would you give someone advice that's kind of like, oh, I'm doing the kind of same thing every year to break through? What would you say, Gloria?
I would tell them to look in the mirror. You know, whenever to look in the mirror, to really ask yourself the questions, are you really doing what you could be doing? Are you really taking advantage of the opportunities, the tools and systems? Are you doing what you need to do to create business? Are you doing what you need to do to get business? Because if you are, just gonna be 100% honest, if you are, there's no way that you're not gonna have business. You know what I'm saying? So you always gotta, you know, when I'm not in a position where I need to be, I gotta look back in the mirror. Okay, ask myself the tough questions. Gloria, what are you doing? What could you have been doing? You know what I'm saying? Because what I'm doing today affects tomorrow and the next day and the next day. So look in the mirror. Look in the mirror and really ask yourself the hard questions.
And one thing that you both touched on, both you and Jock, was participating in the Keller Williams, leaning in, exposing yourself to the training, the coaching. Gloria, you mentioned family reunion, but I know you're taking Bold for the second time. So again, that Bold and just making sure you're really engaged in what's going on and staying on top of it. You know, it's our responsibility to be engaged and to participate at a high level, and you're going to get the results that you're looking for. Let's see, we have a question from Becky. Are you utilizing KW referrals and different referral groups, or are you having referrals from existing clients?
Majority of my clients come from referral from my past clients, but again, I'm having like 5% of my referrals coming from out-of-state agent, you know, with that networking with family reunion. So I get that too. I get that too. So that's really important. You do want to network. You do want, you know, even if you got to save your money, you guys, right? Save your money like towards every close, like this is what I'm going to pay to try to get myself to family reunion, or because it's life changing. It could be, again, it's life changing based on where you see yourself. You know what I'm saying? It's all depending on where you want to take your business, where you see yourself. So ask yourself those questions too.
Well, thank you so much for sharing this morning with us, Gloria. I know we have a lot of our, newer agents at KW. They see those pictures and they're like, man, I'm gonna have to start ringing that bell like Gloria. So, and then we have some seasoned agents making jokes that you're gonna ring it off the wall. And you know what? We'll just put it right back up. So you just keep on ringing.
Can I share something else, Katie, here too, real quick? Like I say, I always set goals, and I set a goal to get my broker's license. I did that. My birthday was on the 23rd of October, and I intentionally did it. I took the test on October 20 and passed on the first time. So another goal of mine is happy.
Congratulations.
Yes, so I'm excited about that, you guys. But don't be afraid, you guys, to set goals and hold yourself accountable. And if you can't do it, you need to connect with someone else to help you hold yourself accountable. Because if you don't have a goal, where are you going? Mm-hmm. You don't have dreams, where are you going? You don't have a plan, where are you going?
Exactly. Well, Henry, we can just close it up now.
That's it. We're done.
That is, these two amazing, my clicker's gone. I don't know what's happening. There we go. Amazing agents have really leaned in and seen the results from doing it and being, I think Henry used the words commitment, consistency. What else would you say if you had, to sum up these two amazing individuals, Henry?
Persistency. Gloria and Jog said it just right. Focus on your why, pursue it, look yourself in the mirror, and there is no competition. The only person that you need to be concerned about is, are you going to be better tomorrow than what you were yesterday? Forget everybody else.
Yes.
Think about yourself and your family.
So we've got a couple of KW tools and resources that we wanted to kind of go through based on the phenomenal success in these cappers that we've highlighted today. And so this, if you can see the screen, is 5 steps to getting purposeful. And anything we share today in the slideshow, Henry and I can also email out to you guys so you can probably see it better, because I know sometimes it's difficult to see on this. And it's so funny because, again, Henry, we didn't share this information with Jock or Gloria, did we?
No, we didn't. And they hit right on every single step.
We did not share this. So step 1 would be to focus. Gloria talked about this. Write down your goals and then be intense and purposeful with that. Henry, how about you hit step 2?
We talk about this all the time. How can this be done? I think that the number one thing about this is going back to step 1, focus on what your goals are and how can you accomplish them. There are plenty of tools, resources. Grab somebody by their hand and say, hey, help me do this. You've done it before. What did you do? Are there different ways, better ways to do exactly what you're doing? Don't focus only on there is one way. There is too many ways to do the same thing and accomplish your goal. Are you utilizing the tools that KW has there for you to accomplish those goals that we're saying you intending to do it? Just because somebody tells you it cannot be done, that means that nobody else have done it. Would you be the first one? Are you motivated enough to reach that? And there's no better way that, you know, as they say, when you do it, take pictures and show it, because people told you it couldn't be done. You know, it can be done. All you need to do, you know, we're in real estate. Everything is in, as they call it, 1 square foot of real estate. It is right here. That's how you win. That's how you can get it done.
And then looking for models to follow. We highlighted this too. Family reunion, bold, mega camp. What a training can you attend that's going to teach you where you want to go? Just like Henry said, grab somebody by the hand. There's not a $10 million producer right here in our office. So Gloria's got to find the person or the thing that she's going to model, the MREA. You know, there's, you know, a way and a model to follow after. And so you can identify mentors or people that have done it. You can follow the training. I mean, it's literally right here, you know, just pick, and it's not doing all 15, right? It's picking the one thing that's specific to you.
Absolutely. And with that, you know, time block yourself to do this. Utilize the system and tools. You know, Jug said it, and somebody else, I can't remember who said it at first, that she was talking about script practicing. Mm-hmm. The only way we get better is to practice. The worst thing you can do is to practice with a client. So grab an accountability partner, talk to them, somebody that you feel comfortable with, somebody that can hold your feet accountable. Please don't do it with your spouse or your girlfriend, your boyfriend, because that will cause something else to happen. Because that person is not going to tell you, guess what, Wendy? Instead of saying this, say it this way. Or may I suggest that you do it this way instead? You will realize how easy it is to get used to it. And the more you practice it, the better you get. And, you know, we go back to whatever you decide to do, be consistent at it. Stick with it for a while. I always talk about the gym because obviously I like the gym. But just because you start going to the gym on Monday doesn't mean you're going to see the results on Wednesday. The same is with real estate. Stick to it for long enough that you can see the progress and you can see the results. Because if you do it, it will happen.
And then, you know, I like where it says, make sure the systems you install. So many times we'll attend a training or something and just say, oh, that was a great idea, but it was more entertainment because we don't apply it to what we're doing. And that's where the time block comes in. Hey, I want to update my database like Jock was saying and tag it. You need to carve time out of your calendar to sit down and do it, because it's not just going to happen. Like, you have got to be intentional. And then we talked about the accountability, measuring what you do. It's not about being perfect, but it's about being, hey, I added 8 contacts this week to my database. Next week, I want to add 10. So you're not saying I want to add 300. You're just doing it in small increments. And that way I can call Henry, which I do, and we do call each other. Hey, this is what's going on. This is what I've done. And we can give each other feedback and hold each other accountable. Or, hey, Henry, I've got a goal to hit 10. How can, you know, you hold me to that? So we're going to chat. And Henry's going to say, hey, how's it going with 10? It's not about judgment, but it's about encouraging one another and having that partner to lean on. And honestly, what did I text you yesterday at like 6 o'clock? I'm like, I appreciate you, because having somebody that is a partner to hold you accountable, it creates gratitude in you, and it makes you feel like you're not in it by yourself. And so you can definitely overcome a lot more that way. Is there anything you'd like to add on these 5 steps to getting purposeful, Henry?
No, I think you closed it just right.
All right, so this is from the one thing. Henry, you want to walk through the dominoes?
Absolutely. You know, cliche, but the first domino is you. You have to get focused. You have to get decisive into what do you want to accomplish. And everything goes from there, on your daily routine, on your weekly routines, on your monthly routines. Everything is a effect or a continuation of what you did before. So if you step up on Monday and say, I'm going to make 5 contacts every day, do it every day. It is your goal. You know, find you an accountability partner that called you and say, hey, did you make the 5 contacts? Hey, did you make the 5 contacts on Monday, on Tuesday? Somebody will call you Friday. And it's not, well, I did it Monday, but I forgot Tuesday, Wednesday. On Thursday, I wanted to sleep in. I'll do it again on Friday. You know, there's no consistency there. So once you decide to do that one thing that you believe is going to help your business, stick to it. Time block it. From, I don't know, you pick the time, whatever works best for you, from 8 o'clock in the morning to 9 o'clock in the morning. That 1 hour, no matter what's going to happen, you're going to send emails or answer phone calls or call somebody or whatever that one thing is. Be consistent and be purposeful about it. You know, you can achieve whatever that goal is that you have for yourself if you set up a plan. Because otherwise, if you don't have a plan to achieve it, it's just a dream. And the way to set up a plan is to be honest with yourself and realize that there's nobody else holding you back but yourself. What do you need to do? What habit do you need to create in order for you to accomplish that goal?
Yep. And what I'm thinking about, you know, just as you're talking, Henry, is like, you know, the top says, what's my one thing? But I would even replace that and on something that both Jock and Gloria touched on. What's my big why? That's going to help you with that someday goal, right?
Absolutely.
And then you can reverse engineer it to, even if you have like okay, someday I want to have, you know, for me, I'll just give a personal, someday I want to have a house in Pike Road where I can send my kid to a school here that I'm passionate about and be closer to the office. Well, because I focused on that and I put that out there, it actually happened a lot sooner than I had anticipated. And it's not on me, but honestly, it's because I had a coach. I had leaders in my community, other team leaders, and saying, hey, what are you doing about that? Hey, what you focus on expands. So making sure, even if you put that someday goal of vacation in Bahamas, how much money are you going to need to do that? And just give yourself a rough estimate to be moving towards that direction. And so as you're hitting those daily habits and you're hitting those benchmarks, that someday is going to get a lot faster than what you think about, right? And it could evolve as well. So that's
Absolutely.
just what I would add on my 2 cents onto that. So get pretty excited about it. And then, of course, you guys have seen this, right? The GPS. So you take that one thing goal for your year, and then you just put it into priorities and strategies to achieve it. And so what are you going to do every day? Henry touched on this. If it's growing your database, then is it 5 contacts every day? Then you're going to put that here, and you're going to hold yourself accountable. I'll have Henry. Hey, Henry, this is my GPS. So when I talk to you, you need to ask me and make sure that I'm doing these things.
Absolutely.
Right. What would you say about the GPS?
The GPS is a tool rather than, you know, a sheet of paper that we're going to fill out and stick it on your drawer and never forget about it. You know, put it in front of you. See it every day, because what it does is remind you constantly of why you're doing what you're doing. What is the end game? What do you want to accomplish? So within the GPS, it gives you the main goal, let's say for the year, and it gives you 3 ways of how to accomplish. And then what we do is break it down into steps. You know, let's say you want to achieve, okay, Gloria, you want to do $10 million next year. How do you break that down? That means that every month you have to hit, give or take, about $1 million in production, right? How many properties using the average market price will take you to do that? How many listings appointments you need to take in order to achieve that goal? And break it down to basically dumb it down to the point where you say, you know, all I need to do is pick up the phone and make 1 phone call a day, and I will achieve my goal. That sounded a lot better than to say, I need to sell $10 million by the end of the year. It sounds like a huge number, right? When in reality, if you use the GPS the way it's intended, you break it down to the point where you say, okay, if I get 1 listing appointment every 3 days, I'm going to get enough listings, which is going to give me enough sales, which is going to give me the volume I want every month. And if I do that in a consistent basis, by the end of the year, guess what? I'm not going to hit 10, I'm going to hit 15. It comes down to the basics. It always comes down to the basics. No matter how small or how big you get, if you do the basics and you follow this, by the way, you'll get there. And that's what we're here to help you with. We're here to help you. And if we don't have the answer, because let's face it, we don't have all the answers, we find somebody who does, that can help you. Grab somebody around the market center and say, hey, how do you do X, Y, Z? Because in my GPS says that if I want to accomplish this goal, I need to do this. And I really have no way of going because the way I'm doing it is not working. So show me how's your way of doing it. Maybe I implement that and it works. But the main point of the GPS is to give you a perspective of where you want to go and the steps to get there.
Exactly.
Does that make sense?
Any questions about the GPS? Well, and one more thing I wanted to highlight before we finish up today is also from the one thing is the 66-day challenge. So if, for instance, you have never before in your life made 5 contacts a day and added them to command, you'll be starting a new habit. I never before have effectively dieted in the history of my life. So I'm not going to say I'm going to lose 20 pounds next week without saying every single day I've got to do something to make that happen. That's the same with your business. So what is your one thing that we talked about that's going to help that domino? And you literally, y'all, I'm just telling you, it's cathartic. Write it in there, exit off every single day, and you'll see the progress that you're making to achieve your goals, whether it's database entry or contacts made, or Henry, what are some other things?
You know, it sounds, in the big scheme of things, it sounds silly to a degree. Do I really need to scratch this off? The point of it is that after 66 days in average, it has statistically been proven that after 6 days, you're going to continue to do it without actually having to check it off. It becomes a habit. It becomes why do you brush your teeth every day? Because you've been doing it since you're 2 or 3 or 4. And guess what? It's something that you do. You get up every morning, and what's the first thing you think about? Brushing your teeth. Now, do you go to the 66 challenge sheet and scratch it off? I brush my teeth today? No, it's a habit that we have created. Now, the same is true if you just brush your teeth once a week and you go to the dentist, you're going to have cavities, right? But if you do it every day, it's not what you do one time, it's what you do consistently. Brushing your teeth for 1 minute or 2 minutes a day is going to compile into, when you go to the dentist, you don't have any cavities. The same thing with a habit in your business. If you do the same thing every day, after 66 days, it becomes a habit. And more importantly, you create something for your business, which is consistency. And then that's when you start getting the closings, the listings, to be able to achieve the goals that you want.
Yep. That's how you truly make impact, because it is a habit. And we're not saying all of this to you guys to go, you know what, you got to go from 0 to 60 immediately. But there are ways to just literally, I mean, and some of you guys are probably like, why are you talking so simply? It's the simple things. Success is simple, not easy, right? So it is the simple things that a lot of the realtor population or even entrepreneurs aren't willing to do. So if you want to have that stable foundation and build a business to fund your life by design, it's going to be in the little things. It's going to be in applying yourself and engaging at a high level. And so does anybody have any questions or anything to add?
Come on, guys.
Any feedback for our joint meeting? All right.
It was awesome. It was awesome. I just want to tell everybody, just put a plan in motion and reach for the skies.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Thank you.
I thought it was interesting while Gloria was speaking, I looked up her stats in the referral network.
Oh my God.
But I did that to see if you focused more on buyers or sellers, or if you did, you know, a pretty close split. And it looks like I capped going with listings, and it looks like you focus more on buyers. So like you were just saying, no matter what your plan is, develop a plan and go with it.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And so Gary Keller says your next step is simple. You are the first domino. And so we reference a lot of things from the One Thing book. If you have not read it, read it. It's a very simple read. And there's a podcast, so you can get some of that encouragement of people applying simple ways to grow their business. Anything else before we finish up? Becky, you look like you're ready to say something. I mean, I just saw you raise your hand.
really don't have anything, but if you have anything under contract that's being pushed to next month or any closings that are not going on this month, please let me know. Please let Susan know. We really appreciate it.
Yes, and thank you on behalf of Susan. See, you guys, all MCAs speak the same language.
We do. We do.
Helping.
We love him, by the way. We couldn't
Yes.
do half of what we do without him. I tell Becky that every day.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Half. I couldn't do hardly anything. Praise the MCAs because they have a really, really tough job. We entrepreneurs have a certain personality type, and it's not necessarily paperwork that is our strength. So our MCAs keep us all straight in line and orderly because we can go off on tangents. So, all right, Henry, what's your finishing word?
Listen, I'll leave you with a thought, and we touched on this subject a few times during the conversation. But let's start with why. Define why we do what we do. No, because we want to make money. That's the result of doing what you do. But define why we do, not the how or the what. But why is it that you get up every morning with a big smile on your face and you say, I'm going to help 3 families today? What is that motivation? Because once you define the why you do what you do, everything else will come easy. So think about it, go back to it. And it's really my why, Katie's why, Becky's why, Gloria's why, Joe's why. Everybody's different just because we are different people. So define yours, find yours. What is that one thing? Why you get up every morning to do what you do? And enjoy it. It sounds cliche, but once you find that, then you'll be able to do everything with a big smile on your face.
Yep. Then you have a life worth living. And that's what it's all about, right?
Absolutely.
So we trust, Henry and I trust that you guys got a lot of value out of today. If you would like to see this happen more often, say maybe once a month or once quarterly, please put on our Facebook groups. Henry's now a member of our Facebook group and I'm a member of their Facebook group. And so we want to share with each other and we're all in this together. Together we achieve more, and we appreciate you taking time to join us today. And thank you so much, guys, and go out there and win. Hey, between Montgomery and Dothan, got some awesome referral partners. Don't be afraid.
That's it.
All right. Bye, guys.
Thank you, guys. Enjoyed it.